My name is Tejeshwar, and today we are going to start complex numbers. Okay, so this is a quite easy chapter. Okay, so let us start this chapter now. So all of you must have faced this dilemma. Yes, you must have studied till this now that when x square plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, you must all have tried and find out the solution of this equation. Yes, you must have tried it out. So you got something like this: x square is equal to -1. Okay, but after that, if you take the square root, can you take the square root? Yes, no, you cannot take the square root. You must have studied this by now. Why? Because if you take the square root of a negative number, if you take the square root of a negative real number, what will you get? You will not get a real number. The answer will not be, see, you cannot take like this. Okay, you have studied that this is wrong till now. Okay, till now you have studied this, that this doesn't exist. You cannot take out the square root of a negative real number. Okay, so now this is where a new concept comes into place. Okay, and that is basically, this concept is known as imaginary numbers. This is known as imaginary numbers. Okay, imaginary numbers basically are those numbers that are not real, as the name suggests, imaginary. Okay, you all know what are real numbers by now. Okay, so imaginary numbers just another class. Okay, so a class like there, you all know that there are integers, there are real numbers, then there are imaginary numbers. Okay, imaginary numbers are not the real numbers. Okay, so basically this is the term we give to the numbers where the square root is of negative, of the, when we take the square root of a negative number. Okay, so basically in this concept of imaginary numbers, we represent iota, this by iota. We represent this by iota. Okay, so this is the value of iota. Okay, now we will study this in detail, don't worry. Okay, so this thing that we are seeing here is known as imaginary number. Okay, this is known as imaginary number. Okay, now this is just the basic idea of imaginary number. Now you must all be thinking that why are we studying these imaginary numbers when they don't have any use. Actually, they have quite a lot of use. You will not study them right now, but you will study them later on. I think 11th, in 12th class or in college, you will study the concept of electricity. Okay, there you will study it in this capacitor equation, inductor. Okay, the transformer. There this concept of imaginary numbers are being used. They have a very varied application. Okay, they even have application in calculus also, in advanced form of calculus. Okay, so right now their application is not important because right now this is just a mathematic tool that you should know how to use. Okay, this is just like a mathematical tool that you all should know how to use. Okay, what is the application of this tool, that you will study in your later years. Okay, so we will just study the application of this mathematical, we will just study the how to use this mathematical tool. Okay, and the name is complex numbers of this chapter. Okay, so this was the imaginary number. Okay, root of -1. Okay, now next topic is complex numbers. This was okay. Complex number is just a name given to a number which consists of a real part and an imaginary part. Okay, I will show you how to write it. Okay, don't worry. First of all, complex numbers are represented by the alphabet Z. They are represented by the alphabet Z. Okay, and they are generally written in the form of A plus iota B. A plus iota B. Okay, so where A is the real part, okay, and this whole is the imaginary part. Okay, basically a complex number consists of two things. One is the real part and one is the real part and second is the imaginary part. Okay, A and B both are real numbers. Okay, A and B both are known as, both belong to the set of real numbers. Both are real numbers. Okay, just there is a just notation that we give. This part is known as the real part and this part is known as the imaginary part. Okay, and A and B both are the numbers that belong to the real set of real numbers. Okay, so this was about this. Okay, so I just give you an example. If you see a number in this form, okay, generally it is written like this, 3 iota. Iota will be generally be after this. Okay, you can write like this, not a problem. Okay, so 2 plus 3 iota, this is what? This is a complex number. This is a complex number. Okay, so this was just the basic idea that I was giving you of complex numbers. Okay, now there are some properties that we are going to do. Okay, so basically this is not only applicable to -1 only. Okay, see, if you got a number like this, 4 minus 4. Okay, so how will you write it in imaginary form? So you will just write it like this first, 4 into minus 1. 4 into minus 1. Okay, so square root of 4 will be 2 and minus 1 is what? Iota. Just like this. 2 into root minus 1. This will be 2 iota. Okay, this is just a property that I am trying to show you here, that it's not only imaginary number is not only root minus 1. You can write any number in form of iota. You can write any number in form of iota. Okay, second property of, there are some basic, these are just some basic properties that you should know. Second property is iota into 0 is always 0. This should be pretty easy. If you multiply iota by 0, it is always 0. Okay, now let us see some properties. Okay, and those properties are, okay, algebra. Actually, before that we will just write a general theorem. Okay, in case a number is in this form, minus a square. If a number is in this form, okay, so how will you write that form? Just I am giving a general case. So this will be a square into minus 1. Okay, and a square is, if you take the square root of this number, what will be? It will be basically plus minus a into square root of minus 1. So this will be plus minus a iota. Okay, this is just a general result. You can apply it anywhere. Okay, now as we were doing, we will do the algebra of complex numbers. Okay, algebra in first part that we will do is equality. Okay, so when are two complex numbers said to be equal? Just imagine there are two complex numbers. Z1 is equal to a plus b iota. Okay, and Z2 is equal to p plus q iota. Okay, if okay, now how to say this? If Z1 is equal to Z2, then their real and both imaginary parts should be equal. In other words, you can say A should be equal to P and B should be equal to Q. Okay, A should be equal to P and B should be equal to Q. Then you can say that both the complex numbers are equal. Then you can say both the complex numbers are equal. Okay, so this is the property that we will use that later when we will do some questions. You will understand it better what I am talking right now. So this is the property of equality. Okay, two complex numbers are equal when their real and imaginary parts both are equal. Okay, A should be equal to P and B should be equal to Q. Okay. Next property is conjugate. Okay, now this is an important property. See, there is a number, complex number, a plus b iota. Okay, a plus b iota. Conjugate, as the name suggests, it's basically just the opposite of this. This is a plus iota b iota or iota b, whatever you want to say. Okay, first of all, conjugate is represented by a bar. Just put a bar on top of z. Okay, and this is known as a conjugate. This is known as a conjugate. Okay, so what is the conjugate? Basically, what we do is change the sign of the imaginary part. If imaginary part is plus, okay, then what will be the conjugate of this? This will be a minus b iota. This is the conjugate of a plus b. Just that's all we have to do. This is the conjugate. Okay, so let's do some properties first of conjugate. So this is known as a double conjugate. Conjugate of z. Okay, if we are taking conjugate here two times. Okay, first of all, what will be this conjugate of z? A minus b iota. And what will be the conjugate of this part? A plus b iota. So I can say from here there is a property that I will be getting. Conjugate of z is equal to z itself. This is the first property. If you take conjugate two times, you get the same complex number itself that was in the beginning. Okay, what is the next property? Next property is okay. So let us do the next thing. Next thing is addition. Okay, yes, I forgot one thing. See, there if there is a complex number 2, okay, 2 plus 2, okay, so just write like this. This is the number. Okay, now if you take the conjugate, what will you get of this complex number? If you take the conjugate, just write it in form of 0 iota. Okay, if you take the conjugate, what will you get? You will get the same thing, 2 minus 0 iota. Okay, but this is not existing because 0 into anything is 0. So you get the same thing. Yes, earlier also it was 2 and this is also 2. So there is a property, if z is equal to z bar, then the complex number is real. Then you can say the complex number is real. This is just like they can ask for a 1 marker. That's why I am showing you. Okay, next property is, say initially there is a complex number 3 iota. Okay, now what will be the conjugate? Conjugate will be minus 3 iota. Okay, so what do you see from this? You see that z is equal to minus z conjugate. Okay, what is the meaning of this? Only imaginary. This means that there is no real part, only imaginary part. Okay, so these are some properties that they can ask you for 1 markers. Okay, so let's go forward. So next topic is addition. Okay, so see, I am just doing these properties. These are pretty easy. This is just simple algebra you have studied before. When we do the question, this concept will be much more clearer to you. Okay, questions will help you vastly improve your this grasp on this concept. Okay, so just I am doing right now this. I am just doing this in a little bit hurry so that we can start with the numericals. Okay, because they are the main thing. So addition. So z1 is equal to a plus iota b, and z2 is equal to b plus iota, sorry, c. See, these are the two complex numbers. Now you have to add them. Okay, how will you add them is basically, this is a common rule that you have to follow. You will add the real part and you will add the real part, imaginary part. You will not add like a plus iota c. You cannot add imaginary and real part. Okay, whenever there is a iota with a number, that becomes imaginary. So you can't add imaginary part with the real part. What I am trying to say is, see, it will be something like this. Okay, I made a mistake. Just write this as C and D. This also C and D. Okay, now how will you add these two numbers? You will add the real part A and C and the imaginary part B and D. So what will it look like? It will look something like this. A plus C plus B plus D iota. Okay, add only real part and the imaginary part. Okay, don't add imaginary part to the real part. Okay, that will be wrong. Okay, same rule is applicable to subtraction also. You will always subtract real. Okay, just these are two numbers. Okay, subtract z1 minus z2. So you will what will you do? First of all, you will open this bracket. So this looks something like this: minus c, okay, minus iota d. Okay, now you can go forward. Now you will write like this: a minus c, okay, plus iota b minus d. Okay, so this is how you will write. Okay, so when you add two complex numbers, you get this is a also important property. Whenever you add two complex numbers, you will always get a complex number as a result. Okay, this form you are getting. Okay, so this is the subtraction. Okay, next thing are some additive and subtractive properties that we are going to see. So these properties are, okay, first one is the communicative law. Communicative law. Okay, now as the name suggests, 2 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus 2, right? This is communicative law. We have done this before many times. So what is applicable? There are two complex numbers, z1 comma z2. So z1 plus z2 is equal to z2 plus z1. Okay, the communicative law is applicable in complex numbers. Okay, next one, associative law. So what does the associative law state? Basically, it states that 1 plus 2 plus 3 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 3. Okay, it is the same thing, you all know that. Same is applicable to the complex numbers. So z1 plus z2 bracket is equal to z1 plus z2 bracket plus z3. Okay, this was your communicative law. Okay, next one is very easy. This is known as basically identity law. Okay, identity. Okay, so z1 plus 0 is the same number z. This is very easy. Okay, z plus 0 is always the same complex number, that is z. Okay, in this one we have, if there is a conjugate of addition of two complex numbers z1 plus z2, if you have to find the conjugate of z1 and z2 addition, so you can write it like this. This is an important law: z1 conjugate plus z2 conjugate. This conjugate will come on both the complex number. This is a very important property. Okay, and z plus z conjugate. Okay, that is basically 2 into the real part. How? See, z is a plus iota b and z conjugate is a minus iota b. So what do you get? You get these two cancel, so you get 2a. So hence you can say 2 times the real part. A was the real part, so z plus conjugate of z is 2 times the real part. Okay, so this is the properties of addition. This is the properties of addition. Okay, next thing is multiplication. Multiplication is also very easy. A plus iota b into c plus iota d. z1 dot z2. Say this was z1 and this was z2. Okay, now multiplication is just simple. What you can do is just cross multiply. Okay, just multiply this with this with this, and then this with this and this with this. Okay, that's all you have to do. Okay, so just try and do this. AC, okay, plus iota AD plus iota BC. Okay, now this is the important part. Iota plus iota B into iota D. Okay, see these one, AC plus iota AD plus iota BC. Okay, no need to do anything here. This is the important part. Iota B into iota ID. Okay, so this looks something like this: iota into B into D. Okay, iota into B into D. Now what is iota into iota? What is iota into iota? See, 1 iota is what? Minus 1. If you multiply it 2 times, what will it be? Root of minus 1 into root of minus 1. What will that be? Root of minus 1 whole square. So you can write it as minus 1. Okay, so this is the important identity. I square is always equal to minus 1. We will see the power topic in detail further, don't worry about that. So here you will get what? Minus 1 BD. So just write here minus BD. Okay, now this will be AC. Just write the real parts together and imaginary parts together. So this will be AC minus BD, okay, plus iota AD plus BC. Okay, this is the general result. It's up to you. If you want to remember, you can remember this. Otherwise, you can just directly solve if the question is given. Just do the cross this multiplication and find the answer. If you can remember the formula, then very good. Okay, so next we will do some properties of multiplication. Same ones that we did before for addition. Okay, so the first property is communicative. Okay, as 2 into 3 is equal to 3 into 2. This is the meaning. So just apply this concept into complex numbers. So z1 into z2 is equal to z2 into z1. It is applicable to your multiplication also. Okay, next thing is associative. Okay, that will be 2 into 3 into 4 is equal to, you know that this will give you the same answer. Okay, so same is applicable to your complex numbers also. So z1 into z2 into z3 is equal to z1 z2 into z3. This law is associative law is also applicable to your complex numbers. Okay, next one is identity. So z into 1 is always the same complex number itself. Identity means basically 1. So z into 1 is the same complex number itself. Okay, next one is conjugate of product of z1 z2 is always equal to conjugate of z1 into conjugate of z2. Okay, so this is another property. Okay, we will verify this property. Okay, we will do a question later and we will verify this property. Okay, how this property comes. Okay, next one is what, z into z bar, z into conjugate of z. Okay, so what will this be look like? Assume z is a plus iota b. What is conjugate of z? That is a minus iota b. Okay, so this is, see, this is just an identity x plus y into x minus y. What is that? That is x square minus y square. This will be a square minus iota b whole square. Okay, so a square minus iota square b square. Okay, a square. Okay, iota square is how much? Minus 1. Okay, minus 1 into minus 1 plus 1. So a square plus b square. Okay, so this was your another property. These are the 4 properties that are 5 properties that are important. Okay. Okay, next one is the power. Power of complex numbers. Okay, what is the meaning of power? If there is any complex number that is written in this form, I raised to the power n, how will you find the value? Okay, I will show you some general cases and we will find a general formula for this. So, see, you first of all, what is I raised to the power 1? That is I. Okay, any thing raised to the power 1 is itself, that thing itself. I square will be how much? I into I, root minus 1 into root minus 1, that will be minus 1. Okay, now next thing, I cube, that will be I into I is equal to root minus 1 into root minus 1 into root minus 1. So root minus 1 into root minus 1 is minus 1. Minus 1 into root minus 1. What is root minus 1? That is iota. So iota cube will be how much? Minus iota. That will be how much? Minus iota. Okay. And what is I raised to the power 4? Okay. So this is root minus 1 into root minus 1. That is minus 1. And just multiply these root minus 1 into root minus 1. Again minus 1. What do you get? You get 1. Okay. So these are the 4 basic results that you have to remember. These are the 4 basic results that you have to remember. Okay, other than that, you don't have to remember anything else. Okay, I will show you why. See, if they have given you a question like I raised to the power 18, how will you find this? Okay, you will not write like root 1 minus 1 into root minus 1. You will go on doing this. No need to do that. What will you do is, you know that I raised to the power 4 is 1. I raised to the power 4 is 1. Okay, so you will try and write this 18 in multiple form of 4. You will try and write this 18 into multiple form of 4. Okay, so how can you write it? What is in a multiple form? How will you write it? See, just divide it. 4 4s are 16. 2. So how can you write it? 4 into 4 plus 2. Yes, 4 into 4 plus 2. Remainder is 2. So 16 plus 2. Can you write it like this in multiple form of 4? Right? Okay. So after that you can write like this: I raised to the power 16 raised to the power I square. Okay, I square. Okay, now forget this I square for the time being. Look carefully at I raised to the power 16. Since it is a multiple of 4, so you can write it like this: I raised to the power 4 raised to the power 4. You can write like this because it is a multiple of 4. Okay, now what is I raised to the power 4? It is 1. And 1 raised to the power 4 is also 1. So what will you get? 1 into I square. I square is how much? Minus 1. So minus 1 is the answer. So if you convert any of this number into the multiple form of 4, okay, 90% of your work is done. Okay, if it is, what are the 4 multiples? 20, 24, 30, anything. Okay, just write it in this form. See, I raised to the power 4m plus 2. Okay, so what will be your 4n plus n? Try and make the complex, this imaginary part into this form. I raised to the power 4m plus n. Okay, what will be your answer? Answer will be I raised to the power n. This is an important property. Yeah, I will write it here for you. If there is any number, just write it in this form and you will get like this: I raised to the power 4m plus n is equal to I raised to the power n. Okay, this is a very important property. We will do the question, then you will realize, okay, what I am talking about in detail. Okay, so this was this. Okay, then there is one last topic that we are going to do, that is conjugate. Okay, division, sorry. So there are two complex numbers, z1 is equal to a plus iota b, z2 is equal to c plus iota d. So z1 upon z2 you have to find. Okay, so the last thing. How will you divide it? See, there is a general rule that I am going to show you. You have to follow it everywhere. What will you do is, you will take the conjugate of the denominator and multiply it with numerator and denominator. Okay, what does it mean is, take the conjugate of z2, that is c minus iota d. Okay, and multiply this by numerator and denominator. Is that right? You can do that. Yes, just you divide, multiply numerator by and denominator by c minus iota d. Okay, now just do one multiplication of numerator and denominator. Okay, so this is AC. Okay, AC minus iota AD. Okay, plus iota BC minus, okay, iota B into iota D is minus BD into minus 1 plus BD. Okay, this one on the bottom, numerator, c plus iota d into c minus iota d. What property is this? X minus plus x plus y into x minus y is x square minus y square. So c square minus iota d whole square. Okay, so just solve this now. AC, just separate the real and imaginary parts. Okay, so AC plus BD plus iota BC minus AD divided by C square plus D square. Okay, iota square is -1, so minus minus plus, so C square plus D square. Now just separate both the real and imaginary part. So AC plus BD upon C square plus D square, okay, plus iota BC minus AD upon C square upon D square. Okay, this is the division result. See, no need to remember that result. I am just showing you the methodology. When you do the question, you don't remember this formula. Just do the way I have shown you. Okay, no need to remember anything. Okay, so I think this was the theory part. Now we will start some numericals. Okay, some questions we will start now. So let us start them.